The Amazon man came today, a couple days early, with a cheapo Chinese diesel heater I bought. By the way, I apologize in advance for my voice. I'm sick as a dog, and I'm mainly doing this because I'm bored in my house right now. Anyway, I chose this form factor because I liked the fact that it's portable. Also, those other ones I've seen, they're like tall and skinny, and I feel like they might not be stable. The other thing I didn't like about them was that the exhaust and everything just comes out the bottom of them, and you have to either stand them up on blocks or get creative. So this one would appear to kind of give you at least a way to get the exhaust out the back. I'll show you in a minute. But there's a lot of these kind of toolbox styles on Amazon, but being in Canada, most of them weren't available to me. And it is cheap Chinesium. I bought it purely with gift cards that I had stacked up over the Christmas break. So, came with batteries. So it comes with a remote in there. That's likely not at all waterproof, so probably put some foam gasket there. And then on this side, it would appear we've got our control panel, complete with up, down, OK, and power. They give you, for some reason, a 3-prong end. So just like a polarized AC end, even though it's DC power with just positive and negative. So you can, put that onto a whatever you want, I guess. I'm going to hook it up to a 100 amp hour lithium iron phosphate Chinesium battery that I also just purchased. And the reason I'm doing this, by the way, is because I've been doing more camping. And what happened was, during the shoulder season, although I went prepared for rain and everything else, it would have been nice to have heat. And I did have an electric heater with me. And there is, I did have the capability to power the electric heater, even though I was paying for non-electric camping sites in our provincial parks here in Ontario. But I feel like this is just something I wouldn't have to worry about a power source. All I would have to do is pour the cheapest red farm diesel that I can buy at the reservation I live nearby and call it good. This lid feels structural. This whole thing flexes as I open it. That's a load-bearing lid, I guess. And the layout's quite simple. We've got here our tank complete with one of these lids that's unfortunately guaranteed to leak. That's fine. I'll do something with that. And then somewhere toward the bottom, I can't really see it from here. Everything's nicely packed, I must say. Efficient use of space. We've got a heat exchanger with this air chamber above. So what'll happen is it'll suck air in one end, and it'll blow air across with a fan over this heat exchanger, and then you put a 3-inch hose on here, which they give you conveniently. It's standard 3 inches. I don't know if you can see that. And it's not very long. It's not even as long as the thing is wide. Yep, it's a Chinese foot. That's fine. Because, when this thing catches fire, you want it to be less than a foot away from where you're sleeping, right? They also give you a filter for the air intake. And, of course, I already cracked this thing open. Because what was going on was the filter was down here where it's useless. It's just this ring of foam that goes around the outside, and it was way down here, so the air would just come in here, not even get filtered. The whole thing was pointless. So I quickly took it apart. I don't know if something happened during shipping or what, but this filter should be actually, doing filter things, which it sort of does now. Again, Chinesium. Got to keep the expectations low. They give you a muffler. You can see straight through, you know, for maximum airflow. It's fine, I guess. And they give you some clamps and doodads and things like that. Now, one thing I noticed, again, I've got a cold, so I'm sorry for any accidental sniffling or weird noises here. And this is hard to close, of course, because they used 98 gauge metal for the case. So it just closes up like so. And if we flip it around, pardon me, there's down here you've got your air intake, your fuel, and your exhaust. And I guess you're able to bend one or the other, but not both, to get them out here. So either you've got to run one at the bottom and have this thing on blocks or something tall, or, you know, just let it suck in air and say to hell with it. And they give you a quick installation guide, and all the Amazon reviews said it's impossible to connect the Bluetooth app on this. Pardon me. Any cuts is because I'm coughing, and I don't want that on video. So it shows you your control panel, complete with an up button and an up button. That tracks. And English instructions. I'll have to play around with that. And then I guess this is the QR code to get the app. And the Amazon reviews are all saying they cannot get it to connect via Bluetooth because it asks for a code. Now, if you ever get a device that asks you for a code when you connect to Bluetooth, just put in all zeros. That's usually what it is, or ones, or nines. Just try that kind of a thing. They don't make it complicated. So anybody that might have bought this, they're saying that in the reviews, try it. Let me know. I'm not going to be able to try this thing quite yet, just because I got to make some ends and do all that stuff. But either I'll cut this into a longer video, or I will do a part 2. If you've bought this and you've used it, let me know what you think in the comments, please, because I've still got time to return this. Ciao.